What do you mean?
Alright, here I was, minding my own business, leveling up Ghostface, as we normally do. I turn around and I see 4 Claudettes with 2 toolboxes, flashlights. You already know that looks like a bad sign, right? Then I spawned in and then I got the swamp. And that's not a great combo, right? I mean, say for example, they did have maybe Sable toolboxes. The hook spawns on the swamp are pretty spaced out. You know, they're not really too well placed, right? So that's not great. But here we are, post-commentary style, to kind of get into the thoughts and the process of how we got here, right? Which I was still trying to figure out the spawns in this area. So thankfully I was able to kind of peep that they did have a little bit of stalking there. So we use the height here off of this area and try to get a better angle for more stalking. We'll try to crouch and make it a little bit harder to get revealed. We also get a pretty solid angle. She panics, and now we began the chase. So we got our first down, and then we know that the person that was downed actually did have the flashlight. The other one tried to shine it, but thankfully didn't really matter. And then we got on ahead and put them in the hood there. Now the other Claudette is just not really worth chasing. She's not even on a generator or doing anything interesting, so it really doesn't matter. We kind of stay within proximity here. The other one is just kind of flying off. And obviously, what you got to keep in mind is that they're gonna have to close in. Now here's where we once again utilize more strategies, okay? Because you want to leave them on the ground to get a third person to come off and go ahead and go for the pickup, heal, all that kind of stuff. And then we stay on this person. Now because they're staying near the person that's downed, it's going to be a lot harder for them to actually get the pickup. We try to go for the swing there. Now this log is quite strong, to say the least. Now they did try to stand there. These survivors love doing that. If you miss a swing, they like to stand there and stare at you for 20 minutes. I'm like, come on now, like, come on now. Which I don't know why they do that. Now here I got hit with decisive strike. It actually says at the top right of the screen. So they didn't actually get a flashlight blind. I was blinded during the stun of decisive strike. Just so you guys know, there's a difference. We got ahead and downed them again. You know, that was quite simple, really. They tried to blind for the 3rd time and it failed. So that is 0 for 3, pretty much, when it comes down to flashlight saves. Which, keep in mind that I don't know if they didn't realize that they had decisive on or something, because I don't know why they would attempt a blind if they already had decisive, but we are able to block the angle here and waste as much time as you can, which is the best case scenario, and then you continue to go ahead and give them a free down. Once again, trying to get that first person out of the game, still at 5 gens in the strongest position you possibly can be. The other one kind of flew off, and then they proceed to rage quit, which is exactly what we want to see. They're out of the game. Now we have to focus on getting that Claudette who's injured, or maybe start marking somebody else if possible. We did hear the gen here, so the best case thing to do, start intercepting the gen. Ooh, this is really good on my part. I got the swing mid-air, so that by the time that I landed, I would have been halfway done with the wipe animation, and then we would have been already off to the races to get the down here. Now the next gen close by, 99.9, but we also got the down because they never healed. And then she tries to go backwards to get that laggy BS pallet drops prompt. Which I don't think that doesn't even make a lot of sense. You already left the area, like how are you gonna go backwards to get that pallet? It don't work, bro. And then we just get the pickup on the other one. Why not? You know, start spreading out some more hooks. Which is the way to go. Because we don't want to get too greedy and then end up like somehow getting an unbreakable play or something. We just want to try to get them on hooks so that they have to get saved. So we start making our way over, and they actually completed a generator. Now, in my mind, I was thinking, like, why would they worry about completing a gen? But then I also have to keep in mind that it's an ego thing. You know what I'm saying? Because they're getting finessed at 5 gens, they want to actually get them done to try to, like soften the blow. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't really matter because they're still getting finessed anyway. We already know gen speeds are fast. That doesn't equate to anything. Because they still are getting finessed and chased. As you can see, they got downed again. It really took maybe 5 seconds, maybe 10 at maximum, 10 seconds really. And then we just place them right on the hook. Of course, they're going to try to rush out that gen. Once again, ego thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just an ego thing. We're actually going to focus on the one who was marked up to get them down. Because we don't want to waste 2 hits getting a person when we could just use 1. And that's why we save the injured one for last. And as you may have noticed, you had a keen eye before. This person that we're picking up right now, this particular survivor actually had deliverance and breakdown, so we're not able to utilize the hook that they were on over there, which is one thing that you may notice with squads like these. They try to utilize, you know, every very idiotic perk to try to just make it have a bad time. And then, you know, in the video we're actually looking at it at the time. So what I had done was, because I figured they were gonna like, maybe they had like flip-flop or something, I would at least bring them as close as I can to the next hook, so that by the time, like from whatever they have available to them to loop to, will be the nearest to a hook. And this is where the strategy kicks in. So, you know, this area is quite strong, but their team is dead, and then they ended up making a bad vault, which gives us the opportunity to get down. Now, you guys know full well that with lobbies like these and how quick you finesse them, that they're going to get mad, they're going to try to find you and send messages, go to your YouTube channels and stuff like that, leave comments and all that kind of stuff. We know what's coming, and with that being said, we are ready for it, right? Because now, we quickly and mention that this is dedicated to all of those killer players that wanted to get on the game to have a good time and have fun, maybe play casually, and then they end up getting a squad like this, running the same exact survivor with like probably the same exact builds, like trying to make it as difficult as possible and make it have a bad time. This is for you guys. They get finessed every time, and that's what we want to see, right? So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the builds. And the toolboxes were actually repaired toolboxes, which is really interesting to see. But let's go ahead and take a quick pause, and then we're going to see what kind of builds they have here. So Claudette here brought boil over, decisive, deliverance, and breakdown, I think it's called. So they're trying to pull themselves off the hook and break the hook at the same time. Claudette, number 2, I guess, or 5, or whatever that said. Windows, dead hard, decisive, and adrenaline. So we're talking about 4 second chances, okay? And the reason I say that is because Windows will just show you the next area right after you finish off another pallet. So it's once again a second chance. By definition, you know what I'm saying? You can literally just continue to loop efficiently. It's a second chance. Alongside with dead hard, second chance, deliver, you know, the decisive strike, second chance, adrenaline, second chance. I mean, come on. Come on now. Fully sweaty. Claudette with deliverance, decisive, and then a boons for healing and exponential. Claudette running adrenaline, sprint burst, proof thyself, and decisive strike. Now notice, we're seeing 4 decisive strikes, okay? And this is why I tell you guys to never feel bad for the survivors when you win, or when you finesse them, or when you even BM them, because of this right here. They're trying to make it as difficult as possible. They're trying to be as sweaty as possible, running the most meta stuff under the sun. Stop feeling bad. So let's get into the messages. They say, weirdo. I'm like, try again. They say, P80 just to be a tunneling weirdo, lettuce, mayo, and onions. Love to see it. So here we go. Right off the bat, okay, this is already number 1. Okay, I think, let me ask you guys something. Isn't it more weird to be running the same exact character over 4 separate players than somebody just minding their business, playing just a killer they enjoy on a random damn day and a random damn time, and trying to enjoy the game, and then they come in with sweaty, anti-hooking, all those types of perks to make sure the killer has a bad time. And you're all running the same, like I didn't know I was going against like Shadow Clone Jitsu, like Star Wars, the Clone Wars ass, like bro, like come on, man, like what is all this coming from, bro? Like what are you talking about right now? Like, bruh, what are you talking about? At least like to me that's weird, but this is what survivors like to do. They try to insult you and like try to tell you like that you're weird or you're playing like a dick or you're being an asshole on the game or something. But they magically forget what builds I'm showing on the screen, or they choose to ignore the builds on the screen and try to specifically blame the killer every single game. I'm like, how about now, I don't know, take a look. Like, you know, it's all about, at least in my understanding, it's all about the intention of what builds are bringing in. That's what I base it off of. Now, if you're not coming in there just trying out a new build and trying to, you know, see if something's good or interesting to try out. You're coming in there running specifically, and all of them specifically, running the sweatiest perks they could think of, and trying to make sure they have anti-hooking, and make sure they have second chance perks off the wazoo. So I told them keep crying, you know, lettuce, mayo, and onions. They've, you know, I guess I got their feelings hurt, you know what I'm saying? So they stopped responding. Which, I mean, this is to be expected, you know what I'm saying? This is to be expected. They like to get mad at you because you didn't let them get their freebie. It doesn't work like that around here. This is for all you guys that are just trying to have a good time, just trying to have a fun match on the game, and then you end up seeing a 4-man running everything, every BS perk under the sun. It's not we don't let that happen around these parts, man. With that being said, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the content. If you want to see some more, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the YouTube things for me. Become a member, you know, for exclusive perks and content. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next one.